All right, Mike Squires, take one.
Let's get it. Hey, I'm Mike Squires. I'm a music producer, director, touring videographer, and photographer. My mom says I'm a really nice guy, and I'm from Stamford, Connecticut. Art to me is expressing yourself in any creative fashion, whether it's dancing, painting, whatever you do, as long as you are expressing who you are through a media of sorts, that's art to me. It's how I express myself. I express it through my videos. I express it through my music. It goes much deeper than what you see and hear. My art is just an extension of who I am. So what you're hearing, what you're seeing is who I am. They're my stories, it's my life. It's how I cope with certain situations. And it's just a way that I express myself that I wouldn't be able to otherwise. I think I'm somebody who's constantly evolving. I entered the game as a music video director, and I got to the point where my music videos were doing millions of views, which was insane because that many people watching your stuff is just mind-blowing, especially to me, like at the time being like a 16, 17-year-old kid. And then I moved over into touring where I was doing photo and video with artists on the road, traveling across the entire country. It was around then that my music started taking off on the side. I was always producing music, but it never was like doing crazy numbers. And then our song Come Home landed on the Spotify viral charts. So at this point in my life, I was a music video director, touring videographer, photographer, and a music producer. And instead of picking one, I kind of just embraced them all and just doubled down and tried making all of them happen. So when I started directing music videos, it was only with Connecticut artists. So I was, all over Stamford shooting music videos, like on the train tracks, downtown, just wherever we could find a cool location. So I've always been connected to Connecticut artists in that sense. And, I'm thankful I've had the privilege to work with some of the greatest Connecticut artists, in my opinion, that there are. Some of the people that really pushed me and inspire me in the Connecticut scene is my good friend Chris Murda. He's somebody who's always looking out for me and pushing me to be better, so I'm super thankful for him. Murda is like not only somebody who has pushed me to be better, but he's somebody who's really impacted the culture. He's like everyone's engineer out here, so because of him, I've met so many talented artists. I've shot their music videos. At this point, I've produced records for them. I'm just super thankful that I've been able to connect with the Connecticut creatives the way that I have, because they're a huge part of who I have become. I'm super proud to be from Stamford, Connecticut. There are so many creative, talented artists from Stamford, and I think the thing to take it to the next level is kind of just a progression of what's already happening. We've had artists in the city performing that we've never had before. Just recently, Fetty Wap was there. Nelly was there last year. Mason Ramsey, the Walmart yodeling kid, was out here. So, I don't know. I think the influx of people coming in to live here, and then also a focus on concerts and live media, really does help the city. And from an artist standpoint, I think there's a lot of artists that are coming out of the city right now that are reaching numbers and audiences that they haven't before. So on my most recent album, The Sample Tape Volume 1, I brought together a bunch of artists on the song called World Domination, which features all Connecticut artists. You got like the homie Obies, Fetty Hardaway, Frankie with the Lisp, Doss. These are all super talented artists from the area that are making their way, and I think if these artists continue to do what they're doing, they're gonna help pave the way for Stamford's success and progression to bring things to the next level. It's important for me to give back to Connecticut because Connecticut gave a lot to me at a time when I needed them. So back in 2011, my house burned down and I lost everything that I owned. And I didn't really have a sense of community up until that point because everybody came together to help get me back on my feet. One of those people was my high school teacher, Mr. Bryce. I came into school the next day after my house burned down and I told him what happened. And after school, he met with me and bought me an entire wardrobe. And to this day, that's still one of the nicest things anyone has ever done for me, ever. You roll on this. But being super honest, so for years after you did what you did for me, right? Like, I was just like, how do I pay Mr. Bryce back? How do I pay Mr. Bryce back?
Serious?
Yeah, dude, for years I was just like, because you did something for me, like, even when my family, like, dude, my family went ghost on me. Mr. Bryce was there for me. One of my mentors, Robbie, was like, Mike, you're never gonna be able to pay Mr. Bryce back the way that he helped you because he's not in a position that you were in when you needed him. So I was like, Robbie, what do I do? The advice that he gave me is when you see somebody who needs help or support, pay it forward, because there's gonna be a lot of people that you're gonna meet in your lifetime that are gonna need the help you needed, and you could be the Mr. Bryce for them. Since then, anytime I see somebody in a position that needs help or support, I try to be the person to help them out.
Bradford, Chicago, we got pizzas, we got Zaz, we got Co-Breaks, we got Squires, he's leaving. We got Pinos, we got deep pies, deep dish, deep lyrics, deep pockets.
I want to be remembered as a person people like to be around. I want to be remembered as a creative that people look up to.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Mike. We love you.
I've always aspired to inspire, and I want people to be able to believe in themselves, because that's my whole motto, is believing in yourself before the world does. I want people to be able to believe in themselves just off of what I've done with my life. I want to be the Mike Squires that people know and love and inspire them to accomplish whatever dream that they might have.